여러분 요 자동차 여기서 사인해서 줬거든요. 요거 67 Pontiac Firebird. 근데 요게 어디서 시작되냐면 여기야. Bam. The real deal. 와, you know this is a whole different content, but give me a brief breakdown of this car.
This is my 67 Firebird. I bought it in 09 as just an old survivor car, and the intent was to build it up like that, but it was so rusty that I just stripped it down to its bare frame and had it acid dipped. It was so rusty, it came back rusty. I had to send it back a second time. I replaced everything from the firewall forward.
Okay.
It's all from another car. Driver doors from a 67 Camaro, the quarters, the inner quarters, the trunk floor, the tail pan, half the frame rails all rebuilt, passenger doors reskinned, the inner cowl, the dashboard top, all replaced.
Wow.
It was so bad because it was an East Coast car. I've got all Detroit speed suspension on this.
Okay.
It's mini tubbed front and rear. These 275s, they're 18 by 9.5. They turn all the way, lock to lock through the suspension travel. I cut the inner lips out, so all the inner fender is welded to a flange up here, so you see all that metal work.
Sure.
So this is all single wall metal, so that's why these big wheels fit like that. And then I widened the back, so I brought the back out a little bit. It's stock width here, but it's about 1.5 inches wider here.
Wow.
69 Trans Am spoiler. Tail panel's Frenched. My rear bumper is widened, so like no other Firebird in the world is like
You can
this.
see where, yeah, dude, that's dope, man.
I sometimes run it with the hood off, sometimes with it on. Right now it's on, but it's not exactly matching the Hot Wheels, but it's a...
Whoa.
So it's a 383 stroker LS1. It was 553 at the crank, but you can see the inner fenders all widened. I got hoop supports here, so it's all tied in. The engine is all behind the front wheel center line, so I got it moved back. I got the firewall cut and moved back. You really can't tell like there because it's all really hidden.
그러니까 이 자동차는 거의 뭐 it's almost like a Frankenstein. 프랭켄스타인이나 뭐 다름없이 여러분 이 자동차 자체는 그냥 쇠 자체, bare metal. 뭐냐 여기 딱 보시면 이거 샌딩 한 다음에 그냥 이 위에다가 클리어 코트, you just clear coat it right over. 그렇기 때문에 이게 이 자동차는 이스트 코스트 동부 좋은 자동차이기 때문에 녹이 되게 많아서 이거를 산에다 담가서 녹을 뺐는데 그 녹이 생겨서 한 번 더 한 다음에 다른 자동차에서 이 앞부분을 잘라서 여기다 붙이고 번도라는 거 우리나라 말하면 바다 칠이나 뭐 번도 필러 그런 거 하나도 쓰지 않고 이거는 다 쇠로 웰딩 해갖고 이거 자체를 큰 휠을 집어넣기 위해서 얘를 더 넓히고 안에 보면 요 안에도 넓혔어. 뒤에도 넓히고 보면 여기는 스탁 웨스트면 여기는 더 넓히고 여기 더 넓게 만들기 위해서 뒤에 범퍼 자체도 더 넓혔어. 그러니까 이 자동차 자체는 그냥 보이는 이대로는 되게 신기한 그런 차지만 여기는 it's brand new. 383 stroker motor LS1 이런 뭐 코르벳이나 이런 데 새 엔진이에요. 그리고 553 horsepower to the crank 하지만 뭐 to the wheel maybe 한 490마력, 470마력 될 텐데 and of course it's a manual. Oh, look at it. 이거 봐봐.
So keeping the vintage feel, you know, keeping the vintage interior like that, but function with the seats. I've got a 6-point cage in here, but there's 17 points of contact on the body.
Okay, wow.
So all rock solid, so it's all reinforced up here at the top of the C-pillar, all attached on the sides. Added these functional scoops for rear brake cooling. I've got some vents up in front for front brake cooling. The whole center console is up higher because I got the T56 Magnum transmission.
You did this all yourself?
Yeah.
와, 미친 사람 미쳤네. 자기가 다 한 거야 이거. 뭐 어디 보내서 한 게 아니고 자기가 다 한 거야. Yeah, that, you know, yeah, you deserve to work at Hot Wheels and make the little ones. So let's go. You got something else that you gotta show
we got
us?
some big cars to show you too.
Let's
Some
get
big
it.
Hot Wheels.
여기가 뭐냐면 진짜 이 핫휠 자동차들 조그만 것들을 만든 진짜 옛날부터 있었던 차들. To our viewers, I always say some people don't know that the Corvette is a fiberglass body. 진짜 FRP body 있는 거 증거해드릴게요.
You go right to the damaged Corvette. Nice.
Oh no.
진짜 Corvette는 쇠가 아니야. 그렇기 때문에 옛날에 이 자동차가 사고 나게 된다면은 그냥 차가 찢어진다고 했었거든.
이 차 스토리는 저희 Hot Wheels 디자인 팀 디렉터 디자인 personal car.
와.
이 차도 저희 64th 있는데 couple weeks ago,
Yeah.
we just went out to an event and just
Got
this
hit in the
happened,
neighborhood.
so-
Oh wow. What the? No, 이야 이거는 it's Darth Vader이에요. Star Wars is a Darth Vader. 보면 Darth Vader 코 마스크 그리고 헬멧. Now tell me about this car. What is this?
So this is the Darth Vader character car, also designed by Brian Benedict, who owns this Corvette behind you. And yes, this is built on a Corvette platform. The idea is, what would Darth Vader be if Darth Vader were a car? And this is the interpretation of that in 1-to-1 scale. So this is a running, driving car. It's, like I said, it's got a full Corvette platform under it, and that canopy lifts up with hydraulics, and the windshield lifts up too, and then you hop in.
Which Corvette is this? What platform?
C5.
C5
So
platform.
late 90s.
Wow, that's so cool.
So think of like Darth Vader and Empire Strikes Back, you know, they all
yeah.
in his chamber.
이 머플러 봐. 이게 그거 있잖아. 찌릉 하는 그 칼. 그 핸들이잖아. 그런 머플러가 옆에 있다는 것 자체도 매력일 텐데 디자인 그 자체가 그 Darth Vader lightsaber. Look at those wheels. What the heck? Those were 26s?
At least 22s, yeah, they're pretty big.
They're like SUV wheels. Those are huge. This is so cool. 여기 봐봐. 보면 영화에서 나오는 그 소품처럼 스위치 같은 것도 있고.
So the Hot Wheels fleet, we have about 20 vehicles in total. Some of them right now are out on the Hot Wheels Legends circuit on tour. Some are just kept off site because we only have so much space here. But then these are the other ones that we have on display. Now, car next to this is the other 67 Camaro. Remember I was telling you we had 2 gold 67 Camaros? Yes. Well, we had 2. Now we've got one that's white and painted. This was repainted by an artist named Conifer, and so he did all this live at like SEMA.
This is real paint.
Yeah, this is like all hand painted, but this one used to be the other gold and black one. So this was the beauty shot one, so it has nicer interior. Notice the 3-point seat belts that have been added into it. Never came from Chevrolet like that in '67.
Wow, this is cool.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, dude. That.
So 66 Pontiac GTO.
Wow.
This is one of the older cars from the Hot Wheels lineup. They did a line of like G machines and stuff like that back in the day that this was based on. So this has been at SEMA like at least 2006 with this like paint job.
So sick.
And it's been around like this for a while. It's got a 455 built by Superior Automotive. It's a 500 horsepower engine. Recently got a T56 Magnum transmission in it. And it is a great cruiser driver with a very nice paint job done by Kelly and Sons.
It's beautiful. Now, I've seen this car.
Yes, this is what we call our corkscrew buggy. And this one was used to set a world record. They did a world record corkscrew jump with this one.
corkscrew. 이거 이렇게 하는 거지. How?
It was one barrel roll.
But
so,
a big one, right?
Yeah, a long one. This one set a record. I don't know if it's since been broken, but I know it was a record-breaking car. And then, of course, the truck that we keep walking by. This was the one that Tanner Faust jumped, 337 feet, infield at Indy at 2011.
Wow.
So it's been rewrapped a couple times. I think it's been brought back to its 2011 livery, but we had it red for our 50th anniversary. Yeah, this is the crazy jump truck.
Wow. And now what is that one?
Now that is actually one of 3 loop coupes. And this one's been rewrapped a couple times, but this was one of the 2 cars that was used at the 2012 X Games. This one also Tanner Faust drove. I remember it because it had the yellow wheels. There was another one that had green graphics, and that was the one driven by Greg Tracy. But the 2 guys, they took off, and there was a double loop, and then they went through it, and then they hit a jump afterwards.
Wow.
We saw it live. It was like 7 stories, something crazy like that. And it was all scientifically calculated. They only drove like 52 miles an hour, but they had like 7 Gs of force on it. So they went through the loop. It didn't even look that fast. They're just like, brrr, but went through. It's crazy to see, and then jumped.
And they've done it! And here we go for the jump. And Greg Tracy lands first and Tanner Faust jumps second. And everybody's done it. Ladies and gentlemen, the Hot Wheels double loop there has been landed.
Check out the suspension, how stiff it is. Try rocking this car.
Whoa.
No, seriously, give it your best.
자동차가 안 흔들려.
They had to do that so the car wouldn't bottom out going through the loop because it hit 7 G's of force. When Greg Tracy landed from the jump, the whole rear suspension broke in the back. You see the whole thing like crush
That's
and
what I was
break.
gonna say.
So we had 2 made and there was a 3rd one that was made. So there are 3 that exist, but we have 2 of them.
And the wheels are JDM. That's so funny.
Of course. But yeah, so it was modified for a unique Hot Wheels look.
That's a trip.
Yeah, designed by Alton Takayasu. And this is a Ford Mustang. It's gone through several updates and liveries and stuff like that. It used to be a street legal car, but now it's all set up drift style.
다 carbon fiber이야. Carbon fiber. There it is.
Yep, there it is. It's been at SEMA like this.
Carbon fiber이야 다. But you know what? That thing is just. What is that?
Okay, this is
Yeah,
a
you go-
71 Chevy El Camino.
Right.
What's cool about this car, it has a cool story. It used to be owned by Hot Wheels graphic designer Wayne Scott, and he was inspired by NASCAR. That was his thing. So when he had the car, he had a 502 big block put in it. He did the full sheet metal interior. It's got a 3-link suspension in the back, full NASCAR style. Then he quit Mattel and sold this car to Mattel, and then they rebodied it, redid all this stuff for part of our Hot Wheels test facility program in 2012. So they added all the jet engines in the back, all the panels. So like these have pneumatic panels that will pop out and stuff, and there's some controls and tethers and whatnot. I mean, this is all for show.
This is all just for
yeah,
show.
Yeah, but it looks really cool. But it's a real deal 502 big block Chevy,
And it works.
and it works. But with the, there was a chin spoiler on it. I think they took it off.
Yeah, you could tell.
Because it was so low to the ground, this thing was hard to drive, and of course with all the extra weight in the back, it gets hard on the brakes. But
And there it is. 저기 있네, 저 차가.
so yeah, so it's a crazy car. And then of course we partnered with Chevrolet and they did a Hot Wheels Edition Camaro in 2013. And this is one of the original examples of that. Anyone could go to Chevrolet and buy it. So you could get automatic, manual, V8, V6. And then you'll see, of course, Hot Wheels blue, little red line stripes, red line striped rims, logos. You'll see it in the seats and stuff like that. And it was a very successful program, so much so they did it again with us in 2018, and that leads us to
there
the
you
orange
go.
one. And this one had even more options. So instead of blue, they did it orange this time. Special orange color, some unique graphics. You see the seats and whatnot. Also, like when you open it up, you get like the Hot Wheels on the rocker panel down here.
Oh yeah, 50th. That's cool.
Orange seat belts and
These are going to be
whatnot,
worth
so-
money, man.
And again, automatic, manual, V8, V6, coupe, convertible. So we have 2 versions of this. We have the coupe and we have this convertible here. And then we also have one of the Copo drag cars. It was done as special Hot Wheels edition, and that's a 1 of 1. And those ones must be out on the Hot Wheels tour because they're not here.
These are going to be worth something.
And
Now look
last
at this.
but not least, this is another what we call a car ship.
Yeah.
So again, partnering
It's
with
like an
Star
X-Wing
Wars.
fighter.
It's what an X-Wing fighter would be re-envisioned as a vehicle.
Star Wars X-Wing fighter이 자동차로 된다면은 이렇게 된다는 거. It's like it's a prototype car.
Pretty much. It was an extended racetrack vehicle, so that's where they got all the suspension and whatnot. But it's a running, driving car.
That's so cool, man. Yeah, this one and the Darth Vader one's pretty sick. I'm surprised you guys didn't make a Stormtrooper, a like white Stormtrooper one.
We have a Stormtrooper character car.
Oh, you do?
We also turned it into a character monster truck,
Oh,
but
wow.
we don't have a 1-to-1 of it at this time.
Yeah, this is
never know.
cool though. Yeah, never know.
Maybe one of these days. But there's a picture on the wall over there. You can see real quickly like our fleet of vehicles.
There's
So
that one. Whoa, dude, that one's sick. That one, the one your finger just.
This one?
No, the one right next to it. Dude, what
that's
the-
our Diora 2. That one's out on the Legends Tour, but that's an homage to the original Diora, which was designed by Harry Bradley, who was the original designer for Hot Wheels. He did that for the Alexander brothers back in the 60s. This was an homage. It was designed by Nathan Proch, and when they built that original Diora, they used, even though it was built on a Dodge platform, they used part of a Ford station wagon to create
Okay.
the front window. So when you look at this, when it was redesigned, it's kind of like the Ford Taurus
Yeah.
of the day when it was
Yeah,
all
yeah, yeah.
bubbly like that from the late 90s.
Yeah.
So it's a little kind of homage to that, but this also has surfboards in the back, has a Cadillac North Star engine in it. Yeah, that one is a lot of fun. So the whole front opens up, and
That's
I
so
think,
cool. That's cool. That's cool. This is cool.
twin mill. Yep.
Yeah, and
Twin
then-
supercharged.
Of course, there's the bus.
Yep, there's the bus you sat in earlier. We have 2 bone shakers now. I'm not sure. One of them should be on tour. I'm not sure where the other one is, but they built a second one.
Yeah, see, this is so awesome, man. This is awesome. 자, 진짜 이런 미국이기 때문에 이런 거 이렇게 이 역사적으로 이 자동차 문화, 이 컬처리 그만큼 그 오래됐기 때문에 옛날서부터 이런 꿈의 장난감 자동차가 현실로 된 게 사이클이 있어. 진짜 짝퉁 진짜. 이 사이클이 있어갖고 그거 자체가 되게 난 신기한 것 같아. So awesome. Culture man. Yo, get it, yo, let's go get it, Carterman. 아, 오늘 진짜로 제가 어렸을 때 꿈꿔왔던 그 꿈이 다 시작되는 그런 장소에 와서 많은 것들을 보고 또 많은 것들을 또 느끼고 가는데 여러분 진짜로 전 너무나도 뜻깊었어요. 왜냐면 어렸을 때 우리 아빠가 처음으로 어린이날 나한테 줬었던 그 자동차가 아직도 기억나고 우리 아빠가 갖고 있었던 그 당시의 자동차도 아직도 집에 갖고 있는 거 그게 나한테는 머릿속에 쏙쏙한데 그게 시작된 게 여기라는 거 와서 오늘 많이 봤는데 How was it for you today?
It's always a great day coming to work here. I mean, we're making dreams come alive, you know, designing toy cars, play sets, stuff like that. Just creating the, you know, that future memories for kids and adult collectors alike.
And thank you guys for coming, first of all. And I think we do things small, but I like to say big things start small. And this is where the dream, for many of us that's car enthusiasts, hobbyists, it all starts from here. And we don't do this if we don't have the crowd that kind of supports and love us. So in return, we try to do our best job.
The good message too. And you.
취미생활은 남에게 해로움을 안 주는 거면 저희는 꼭 취미생활 갖기를 바랍니다.
자, 일단 여러분 제가 아까 얘기했듯이 어린 시절 때 이런 이 꿈이라는 거는 나이가 들수록 사라진다고 하는데 왜? 현실적인 거를 느끼기 때문에 거기서 실현을 당했기 때문에 꿈은 점점 사라지지만 이런 꿈 덕분에 우리도 아직까지 살아왔고 그리고 가끔씩 힘들 때 이 꿈을 향해서 아직도 달릴 수 있다는 거는 그건 나쁜 게 아닙니다. 그렇기 때문에 여러분들도 자기의 생활 더 열심히 살 수 있게끔 이 Hot Wheels도 여러분들 도와주는 것 같습니다. So, everyone, follow, like, subscribe, and Carterman will be there. So 댓글 많이 써주세요. 미국에 와 있는 사이에 여러분들 더 많은 거 보여드릴 테니까 on the count of 3, 1, 2, 3, BAM!